to you from South Louisiana with the message of the good news of Jesus Christ. This is Faith and Photos Live. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, and be a part of this journey by posting your comments in the comments section. And now, here's your host, David Spencer.
Hello from the swamps of South Louisiana to the mountains of East Tennessee, the hills of North Mississippi, and everywhere in between and beyond. Thanks so much for being here with us on Faith and Photos. I am super pumped about this episode tonight on our live stream. I have a couple of friends with me. I'm going to pull on here pretty quick, but I've told you before, my real job is in law enforcement. Well, my two friends tonight, same with them too. Their real jobs in law enforcement, and they are involved in a really neat ministry. And if you're on tonight and you're not a law enforcement officer, you're going to find this kind of interesting as well, because the job has its own issues and things that it does, the anxieties, the difficult times that it puts on law enforcement. And you know what? To be honest with you, if you're in law enforcement, I don't see how you do it without a faith in Christ. That's just me. And I bet these two guys I'm going to bring on now would probably agree with me. So I want to introduce you to my two friends tonight, Brandon Rollins with Bless the Badge Ministries. And he's coming to us from another state. And JP Henry, who is coming to us from probably 3 or 4 streets over from where I'm sitting right now. We live in the same neighborhood. We work for different agencies here in the parish. But he's a South Louisiana guy too. So welcome, JP and Brandon. Thanks for being with me tonight.
How you doing?
Man, I'm going to tell you what, if I got any better, I'd have to be triplets. I'm just saying. I'm excited about this tonight. So let's get into it by talking about telling people what this ministry is. There's a Bless the Badge ministry. Now, Brandon, where are you joining us from?
So I am in South Carolina.
Nice. And what do you do in law enforcement up there?
So I work for the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office, and I am the media and public relations officer.
I know some guys that do that job. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I love the job myself, man. I like talking with our media people, and in those moments when the public needs some information, we're the guys that get to give it to them. And I enjoy that. I enjoy getting out and meeting the public and all that stuff. And JP, you are here in good old South Louisiana. And what do you do at your agency? As if I didn't know.
Currently, I'm the assistant police chief for the last 7 years. I did patrol for 18 prior to that. Right here in Berwick, my small town of Berwick, and I've been at this agency for my whole career.
Right. Yeah. Usually if something happens around my house, I call JP. Hey man, you ain't gonna believe what's happening over here. You know?
So does everybody else.
That's it. That's the way it works around here in small town Louisiana.
Oh yeah.
So Brandon, you came down and we'll get into this in a minute. You came down last year with some folks and did a conference here in South Louisiana that was absolutely incredible. How did you get started in the Bless the Badge ministry?
So me and my wife got involved with Bless the Badge because of our connection with Ken and Wendy Grubbs, who are currently the executive directors. Same way that we met JP and Tori. We met Ken and Wendy at the Cove in Asheville during a Billy Graham retreat up there for law enforcement. And they called us and said, hey, do you want to come share your story of hope with us? And we came to a conference, and we have been involved ever since.
That's so cool. I love the Cove too. That is a beautiful place. JP and I and our wives went up there to a conference as well. And that's where he told me he had met you. And your position with Bless the Badge is?
So me and my wife are the Eastern Regional Directors. So,
gotcha.
So we cover all of the states, basically from the Mississippi back over this way.
Gotcha. What do Ken and do I have his name right? Ken?
Yes, Ken and Wendy Grubbs.
Yeah, forgive me, Ken. Forgive me, brother. They were so awesome as well, because Ken had been in a critical incident. You'd been in a critical incident, so you were able to share some things, especially about how your faith helped you through that, which I thought was excellent. And he's the big boss man, right? He's
Yes,
the dude at the top.
he is the prez, as we call him. He's the him and Wendy share the roles of executive directors, but Ken serves as our main president of the organization. So,
and a conference that they came down and did for us in South Louisiana was a tactical relationships conference, and really is tailor made for law enforcement officers and their spouses. And I love the fact that you guys taught this with your spouses. And I know for Lindsay, that meant a lot to not only have a lady that was also teaching, but one who was in the same position she's in, being married to a law enforcement officer.
oh yeah, it's definitely I tell people a lot of times serving the Lord and serving in ministry it's one thing when you go and you do things separate and you do your own little parts in the church when you're serving. But being able to serve in something that we are so passionate about and something that we love, the people that we're dealing with, being able to do that with my wife it's just something special. To serve the Lord alongside your spouse and to be able to stand shoulder to shoulder with my spouse and serve the Lord and serve these couples that we get a chance to meet and minister to. One of the biggest blessings in my life.
Yeah. One of the things that seems to be happening in law enforcement. Look, it's a different job. It's hey, I love it, man. I don't have to go to work now. I get to go to work, and I love what I do, and I know y'all feel the same way. But you never know what's going to happen in a day. You never know what scene you're going to be on, and then these guys on patrol may have to, after they wrap that horrible scene up, answer the next call and go to another scene like that. And it takes a toll on you. And to be able, like we like to now offer our law enforcement officers resources and some things to help out. I think we're all three peer counselors. We've all been trained at our agencies to do that. And this Bless the Badge ministry, after I saw what happened and how that was taught, and how we were taken care of as couples last time at that conference. If you are a law enforcement officer and you're watching this right now live with us, or you're going to join and watch it on a YouTube video later on, if there is a Bless the Badge conference in your area, I'm going to give you a good piece of advice. You need to go. And all it's going to cost you is some time, because it's free for a law enforcement officer and spouse. And I hate to use the word free, and I'll tell you why. Because people think something that's free is not worth much. It's actually not free. It's just free for you, but it's not free. JP, we're putting one, and you're putting one together for here in South Louisiana coming up in July. How do we fund this thing?
So we're currently raising sponsorships as we speak, and we're doing pretty good with it. And we're very blessed in our area, as you know, David. We're very blessed to have people that want to give to law enforcement. We're extremely blessed. And last year and this year, as we started talking about the conference for Bless the Badge and what it was and what it is with to deal with law enforcement marriages, which is such a critical thing for us. People just started wanting to give money for it, man, and help us out with the sponsorships. And it's going great again. And we're looking forward to continuing to raise with sponsorships to be able to put this conference on more than maybe once a year. I mean, who knows? We'll maybe get to that point. But as of right now, trying to do that once a year thing and get it to different parts of the state is our goal here in Louisiana.
Oh man, how many states have ambassadors, Brandon?
We currently have 8 states right now that have ambassadors, and we've got another group that's fixing to graduate to become state ambassadors, and one of those is on the call with us. JP and will be graduating here before too long from training. So
yeah.
You just got to pass that final exam, JP.
I know. It's coming up, man. And we've been studying for it.
Maybe Tori will help him with it.
Tori's going to have to help him with it. I'm just saying. Tori, please help him study for this. Man, I want to tell you, you know, since I've gotten into the field, one of the things that seems to take a beating sometimes, if we can just be very honest, is relationships in law enforcement.
Sure.
Marriages sometimes just get battered.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I know JP and Tori. I don't understand Tori. I don't understand why she said yes, but I've got one too that I don't understand why she said yes. But we, you know, we have, I hope we can say that we have good marriages, but the job will stress that relationship. And
Absolutely.
the tactical relationships conference gives you some really practical ways that that you can strengthen your relationship, strengthen your marriage. And man, I'm totally in for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm totally in for it. Oh man. Some guy named Micah Gowan says his daughter can help him too. Yeah. That's JP's son-in-law. So
Appreciate you, son-in-law.
yeah, I know, right? You gotta love it when they bust you out like that on a YouTube video. What a blessing! Thank you, Micah. I like you even more now. You give him a hard time. Yeah, look, it's a Spencer, my cousin Brian. What's going on, Big Dave? Yeah, that is what they call me back in the hills of North Mississippi, Big Dave. I would like for them to call me Smaller Dave, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. So we have JP is going through the training now. He's going to be the Louisiana State Ambassador. He's putting together this conference in Lafayette, and there'll be some more information coming out on that as we get nearer to it. And I'm going to drop the link to Bless the Badge down in the description section of this video. So if you're interested in hooking up with it, man, you can even get a t-shirt. Look at this. How cool are these shirts, bro? We didn't coordinate this. This is just this. I love it, and I wear it. And I've actually had people ask me when I'm out in public what the shirt's all about. I said it's the wings and the badge, man. It gets people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a group of folks that are helping you out, huh, JP?
Yes. So actually, you're one of them. You're David and Lindsay, his wife Lindsay. We were kind of taught to start trying to build us a team through our training. And as you know, David, we have 4 or 5 couples at least right now on our team, and most of which, well, all of them that are on our team now currently have attended the Bless the Badge conference last year here in our area. And they were so impressed with the conference that they too wanted to be a part of it. So when Tori and I decided to become ambassadors for the organization, of course, my buddy Brandon and Micah right there, his wife Micah talked us, pretty much didn't take much, but they talked us into it, and it didn't take much to talk to us about it. And because we were super sold out and ready to go with it, and we were ready to be the ambassadors for Louisiana.
We know as believers, when we go to work, we also see that as our mission field. These are the guys and the ladies that God has entrusted us with and has placed us here to minister to them. And I'm always looking for ways I can do that. And the conference was so good that I'm like, this is a resource that we can push at the sheriff's office. We can push at the other PDs across the parish. And even, you know how it is. We have friends and people that we work with that are in other agencies. And we just kind of spread the word around and see if we can't get I think we're going to have a huge, I really do.
I think
Lafayette's a bigger place.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling Todd, and that we have a bigger pool to pull from with 2 major departments in that area. Lafayette Police Department, Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office are both big agencies. And from what I'm hearing from Todd's end, that the people are excited about it. They're ready to sign up. So I'm hoping that continues. I'm hoping that momentum continues as we get the registration open.
Well, let's show the people kind of, give them some mental pictures of what it looks like to come to a conference. This was one last year. and you can see Brandon and
that's a
his
good look
wife.
right there.
I know. It raises all kind of questions. Same questions we ask ourselves. I don't know why they said yes, but they did, and it's a good thing God does that for us. But there's a it was a small group. It was a great conference though, and here they are teaching, and you guys worked together so well as a teaching couple.
Thank you.
Definitely.
And like I said, you're gonna it's practical advice of what you could do as a couple, but absolutely unashamedly spiritual leadership and what Scripture says.
Yeah.
And David, just to add, to that for those that are listening, one thing about Bless the Badge is we're all either retired or active law enforcement.
Yeah.
So it's something that we've walked the walk. And again, we've got, I think overall with the team, we've got over 100 years experience in law enforcement. I know me and my bride have been married 25 years. It hasn't been easy. I can remember sitting in the academy in 2001 in Columbia, South Carolina, and first week in the academy, and the instructor looks at us, and we had 72 officers in our class, and he said, in 5 years, 50% of you will be divorced. And man, that's one of the first things that we were told coming into the academy is 50% of you are going to be divorced. And that's a terrible start to a career. And our goal in Bless the Badge is obviously to teach and give some tools and practical strategies for guys to, be able to communicate with their spouses. This job it does take a toll on us. Like you said earlier, it takes a huge toll on us. So for us, a lot of times we don't communicate well with our wives. We don't talk about those things. So that causes problems. So what we hope to teach is giving these tools to communicate better, to deal with the hypervigilance, the stress, the trauma, everything else that we go through, to survive, and thrive in a law enforcement career and a marriage.
Yeah. I know we were always told, in the beginning, I can remember pretty much some of the same things you saying, Brandon. But we were always taught in the beginning that what you see here stays here. And that to me now, knowing what I know now, after attending trainings like Bless the Badge and that kind of stuff, dealing with different traumas, is you can't keep that stuff boggled up. You have to talk to someone, and usually that someone is going to be your spouse.
Right. And there are things I don't tell Lindsay because she doesn't, I don't want to give her that. But when I struggle, I do share that with her because she's the biggest support I've got in my life.
Yeah.
And yeah, we, these younger guys that come into it and then all of it hits and they're trying to do the job the best they can and all the pressures hit. We have got to get to a point in our agencies where we give them the resources and the help they need. And I think that's happening all over in law enforcement as a general rule. And then of course, honestly, this needs to happen as far as we need to give them Jesus. That's a big deal. Yeah. Oh, check this out. Wendy G. Thank you for such kind words, Dave, and for inviting our amazing team here to share. We appreciate the partnership and look forward to seeing you again. And for those of you who don't know, that is Miss Wendy right there on the screen with the big boss man. And there they are. I know. I was going to say something like, is he really the boss or is Wendy the boss? I'm just saying. I'm not going to go there. I already did. But look, they are a sweet couple. And both of them, like you guys, when you came in, y'all all added so much. Every time you took the microphone and spoke, and Wendy was like that as well. Yeah. It was just so cool. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, look, that's like one of the Bible verses that every cop loves out of Matthew. Blessed are the peacemakers, out of the Sermon on the Mount. You guys had, it wasn't just, hey, I'm going to stand here and talk. You guys had activities. You had things for us to do. fun things. There was a lot of laughs that was shared, and a lot of moments that you kind of got choked up, but a lot of learning there. And this is the debrief from that. You had 18 officers, 15 spouses, a couple of clinicians, and over 7 departments. And I'm telling you, the one coming up in Lafayette is going to be big. If you are in South Louisiana, you need to think seriously about going. I know there's some guys from our area that are going to drive over to the one in Lafayette because it's just not that far, and it's a one-day deal. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, hey, man, you want to have a little fun? Go over on Friday, and stay the night, go out to eat, make it a date night, and then come to the conference on Saturday, and you'll be home Saturday night to do whatever you want to do on Sunday.
Yeah.
We may do that. I'm just saying, we like road trips, so we may actually do that. Okay, so Brian, a while ago, that called me Big Dave. This is his little brother, or they're twins. That's for life, dude. Big Dave. So I guess even when I get to be smaller Dave, I'm still going to be Big Dave. Ashley says, thank you for all that you're doing, praying for this ministry. It is much needed. And Ashley is also married to a cop. So maybe y'all should think about it. I'm just saying, Ashley, we go to church together. But yeah, so I'm curious, just out of curiosity. So last time we had 2 couples and a clinician that came. What do you know what we're going to have this time?
Brandon, I think
or is that still in the works?
We're hoping maybe to add another couple. So a lot of times the way our conference is broke down is we'll do what we call TRT1, which is the first part of tactical relationship training, which kind of brings awareness to stress, trauma, hypervigilance, all of those things. And then a lot of times what we try to do is have a clinician come in with the medical backing of TRT Part 1. And then what we try to do is have a story of hope. Just a couple that comes in that says, hey, these are things that we've gone through. Here's how our relationship with Christ, and here's how communicating well has brought us through that situation to where they currently are now. And then in the afternoon, we'll have TRT Part 2, which is where we take Part 1 and we give you the practical tools and strategies to combat some of that stuff and to work through it as a couple and get to a point where you're not just making it through your marriage and making it through a career, that you're actually, thriving in your marriage and you're thriving in your career at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that's what people want. I mean, I would stay married to Lindsay just because we're married, but that's not really my desire. My desire is for us to thrive as a couple. And, bless her heart. It's much more of a struggle for her than it is for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we want to get to be closer as a couple. We want to both draw closer to Christ, because we understand that the closer that we draw in Christ, the closer we draw together. And, and those are some goals. I love this, man. Big Faith and Photo stamp of approval on the Tactical Relationships Conference. But this is going to be great. I am looking forward to it. Lindsay and I will be there, as JP said. We're all looking for ways we can serve, and so I'm gonna bring my camera, man. I'll take pictures for the couples. We'll take good professional images and give them to them for nothing, just for coming, man. So we're gonna sweeten this deal up for all of you. Look, come on, it is absolutely. I cannot imagine anybody going to one of these and going home and going, man, that was a bust of a day. Yeah, I just don't see that happening, Yeah,
that's it.
Yep. So you guys got anything you want to leave us with before we get out of here?
I would just say, David and Brandon. I mean, Brandon, of course, our relationship, we've gotten a lot closer with all of them guys, and it's and having David here, living a few blocks from me, we able to chat pretty regularly, and being both followers of Jesus, and I'm looking forward to this next conference. Looking forward to wrapping up sponsorships right now that we need to get this registration open, and just encouraging any of my fellow law enforcement officers to just come, man. I mean, you know, that even if your marriage is not struggling, it's not for struggling marriages. It's just to make your marriage stronger and to help you navigate this career. Because if you don't, I tell all my guys all the time that if you don't have some type of a relationship with God, you're never going to navigate this entire career. You know, there's no way. It's not possible. You know, I don't think it's possible. Some may think it's possible, but it's not. You're going to have a relationship with God to make this an entire career. So, you know, come on down to our conference in July 12th. Registration is going to be open soon. Hopefully next week we'll have everything secured. I think it's looking that way. You'll be able to register, and we're looking forward to seeing everyone we can there. So
great. This is going to be good, man. You know, honestly, just pulling back and just being people, just being men. Mm-hmm. I don't see how people get through life without Christ. And I'm if you feel like I'm talking to you, awesome. Then listen close. Yeah. I don't see how you make it without Jesus, man, because we're given this time, and then there's going to be a day when this time is going to be over. And at that point, all that's really going to matter is, what did you do with Jesus? That's what's going to really matter. And, you know, and when you think about the stresses of being in law enforcement, and JP and I, like we've talked about this several times before, I just don't see how you do it. And I don't see how you're going to make a long career out of it, and how you're going to come out of it healthy if you don't have a faith in Christ. It is absolutely the backbone of what we do. It's the backbone of life, man. It's what life's all about. So I'm glad that this is a ministry that gives that to people, no doubt. Oh, mercy. Looks like your daughter has hijacked Micah's account. So proud of you, Daddy. Thank you for everything y'all are doing. God's work for sure. Yep. Absolutely.
You're about to make her daddy cry. I'm an emotional guy, you know. I'm sorry. I just, you know.
He's like that. He's just he's like that, Brandon. It is what it is. Yeah. And look, Spencer, preach a strong word. It's all about Jesus, and that's strong stuff, man. I'm gonna tell you what, JP, that girl pulls his heartstrings, and now they got a little grandkid. And you know what that does. That's just something else. Tommy says, keep up the good work. This is such good stuff. We are nothing without Jesus. We sure aren't. And you know what really gets me is the fact that when I look at myself and I know what kind of a wretch of a human being that I can really be, that while I was yet a sinner, Scripture said Christ died for us while we were yet sinners. That's Amen. A big deal. Amen. That's a big deal. Guys, this has been awesome. I cannot wait for July 12th. We're going to be there. It's going to be awesome. A lot of people are signing up right now to be sponsors and to help undergird the financial part of it. And that's great. Man, for those people, thank you. We're very grateful for your investment in this ministry. And like JP said, we are so blessed to live in a place like South Louisiana where people like what we do. They recognize what we do, and they tell us quite often that they appreciate what we do. And I'm going to tell you that that goes a long way in the business for sure. And we love the people of the parish that we get the chance to serve, that we have the opportunity to serve. And now I understand it's not like that everywhere, but it's like that down here. So, you know, I'm not moving anywhere. I like it. I like it. Well, guys, thank y'all so much. Oh, do what?
I said South Carolina's like that too.
Gotta love South Carolina, bro. Oh, I want to close us out here as we get ready to go from the 5th chapter of the book of Matthew, and that's where we took the verse from for tonight about the peacemakers. We are in the 9th verse. There's just so many blessed are all through there. But the 9th verse says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the sons of God. And how many times is it that we go to a call out and we have the opportunity to talk and to reason and to bring peace to a situation, maybe without having to make an arrest. And maybe we can calm things down. And blessed are those who are peacemakers. And thank you, God, for giving us that opportunity. Thanks, guys. I'm going to get out of here and let y'all go back to your families. And JP, I'll open the door here in a minute and holler at you. He literally is just right down the street. It's not too far.
Right down the street.
Take care, Brendan. Tell Micah hello for us.
Sure will. Thank you so much, David.
This is great, and we'll
appreciate it.
Hey, look, people, share this video. If you're not in law enforcement, you can help us out by liking and sharing it, and helping us to get the word out on YouTube. And hey, if you know a cop in this area, hey, send him the video. Tell him, hey, brother, it's something you and your sweetheart need to go to, or her and her husband, because we have a lot of those as well. All right. Thanks, guys. And as we get out of here, of course, I want to remind you, as we always do, to keep taking those pictures, man. Keep taking the pictures of those moments in your life and those things that you go to and things that have great meaning for you. But always, always keep your focus on Him. We will see you in the next one.